I have 4 children. My husband, the father of my 4 children, passed away when Vanessa was newly born. She was only 3 months at the time, and it came to me as a shock when I had Chisom, and I was told that he is disabled. I didn't understand what being disabled is all about. And I remember, having him in the bus, and people would be looking at us, and I was beginning to feel so embarrassed. And I'm saying, what's going on? And he was 8 months, and he couldn't even sit down, sit properly, sit up and all that. And he was having series of appointments, seeing this doctor, that doctor. And there was one woman, Dr. Smythe, I still remember her, from West Marybone Hospital. She was the one that broke it down to me. She said to me, Dorothy, now listen, sit down. I sat down. She said, I need to tell you about your son because you don't seem to understand what you are being told. I said, what is it? And she said, your son, Chisom, will always need the help of an adult as long as he lives. That's how he's going to be. That was when it got, it really, really sank in that he would always need the help of an adult to care for him all his life, kind of. That was how she put it. And I said, really? Because I thought that what he had is what he would be growing off, that's something you like, maybe, when he starts walking, he'll be fine. Or maybe when he had an eye operation, he will be fine. Or, maybe by the time at most, when he gets to 4 years, between 4 years or 5 years, he would be an able child, and he would be able to talk like any other child. He would be able to do what every other child does. All of a sudden, what that woman told me, was like happening every day of Chisom's life, and then came to what it is now. When I first had him, it was difficult. It's my first child, and I never ever thought in my wildest dream that I would have a disabled child. I thought it's something that happens to them, other people. I never thought that, anything like that would happen to me. And then we had Vanessa, and to my greatest surprise, the doctors were coming up and they were saying like, oh, he had this joint, this and that and all that and all that. And from that joint, they were like, kind of trying to like, it looked as though something was wrong. I came to find out that yes, Vanessa does have some problem. They said she has autism. Even up till today, it's difficult to understand what autism is all about. So they said she's autistic. I said, what? What's being autistic again? In my life. So this life, you've had so much in you. How much do you have to cope with? My world has turned, to this. So, but looking at my beautiful children, so I thought, okay, yeah, I would be able to cope. I would manage. So I started living again. So that's about my family. So I have now Nigel is Chisom is 19, and Nigel is 17. Ezine is 15, and Vanessa is 12 years. It was from when he was 12 that I started having carers coming in for Chisom. Before, it was just me, I don't know, they said I kind of disappeared in the system, which was, I didn't understand it. How I can be disappeared, me and my children. Nobody knew that we were there. But he was going to Jack Tizard. But then after a while, they now noticed that I was there. Chisom is a child that he likes to be very motivated. Chisom does not like to feel that he's disabled, even though he is. He likes to kick his legs. He likes to show you that he can do something. He likes to play music. he likes to, go about, do all those things that, Nigel can do. Nigel, his other junior brother that is 17. Vanessa was going, when she comes back from school, I could ask her, so to maybe wash some, plates, or, I could like maybe a few plates in the think I could ask her to wash it. But what does Chisom do then? So recently, what Chisom does is to switch off the lights. so that's Chisom's own chore in the house. At least for everybody to know that everyone is contributing. And Chisom is so happy, to be a part of the routine in the house. When I'm taking him to any room, I make him switch the lights on or switch it off. So, and you can see when he does it, he's like, at least I'm doing something, something like that. So it really makes me happy. Yeah, go on then. Yes, yes. And then turn around. Good. Whoa. Yeah, Chisom communicates a lot, but because his communication is not verbal, most people might not understand him, but I cannot, maybe because it's my son. I've been with him for 19 years, so I've come to understand, I would say, almost all his communications. Look, Chisom, this is straight, because Chisom can choose, what he wants to drink. So, come on, darling, Chichi, look. I know you just drank one. I'm not sure if you want to drink another one. Which do you want? No. You put your rattle down first. Good. Then choose. Which do you want? Which one? That one. Oh. And it's really very good. I love that when I know that I have really learned to understand, his, would I say actions? Oh, yeah, the way, rather than when it wasn't too clear to me what he was trying to say. And I was frustrated a bit for him not being able to come out with. It was a bit hard for me, and I know it was also a bit hard for him. So he was like asking me to give him drink, and I was thinking maybe he's a bit hot, I need to take his clothes off. It can be frustrated for him, and also for me not being able to understand it. So as the years went by, I was able to really understand exactly what he was saying, and it has made him a very happy man, I would say, knowing that yes, mommy understands, and at least she can pass the message around. But it can be very, very difficult, because you would try and make sure that you are doing something to please Nigel, something to make Ezine happy and relaxed, something to make Vanessa feel okay, and also something to make Chisom feel that he's not left here because he's disabled. So I am in the middle of having to try to make sure that everybody is pleased. At the moment, the most positive support I would say that Chisom gets is Hannah, the advocate. You understand? Coming to getting involved in the life of Chisom, and trying to help me explain things. Sometimes you are with the authority, you don't understand the thing they are telling you about, or maybe you have so much information that you really need somebody to break it down.
My name is Hannah Says. I work with Hammersmith and Fulham Mencap. I work with adults with learning disability that live in this borough, Hammersmith and Fulham. Mencap, we strive to make sure people with learning disabilities voices are heard, and that's the kind of work I've been doing with Chisom.
To be able to have a life, you understand, not just to grow up being a grumpy, disabled person that doesn't like himself. I would like him to grow up liking himself, knowing that yes, even though he's disabled, but still something good can still come out of his disability for him. You know, there's sometimes you think, oh my God, what does the future hold for my son? You know, in 10 years time, what would happen to him? Would there be somebody out there for him? Or, you know, would he just be left, you know, alone in the house, you know, like you sitting down there with your child, not knowing, you know, we're one little family and we want it to be like that. I remember when I was, you know, kind of discussing with my children whether we should let Chisom go to a residential care. It made them cry. Naja was crying. You know, it made me cry too. Because it was just a suggestion, you know, in the family. And he was saying to me, Mommy, the reason why you want Chisom to go to Mommy is because he's disabled, isn't it? I mean, if he was able-bodied, you wouldn't want him to go. So it really made me cry. And I said, no. It's just a suggestion I'm putting on, you know, just for us. Yeah, we would all want to be together, you know. And I love my son so much that I want to look after him by myself. I want to also know that there is provisions for me, you know, for my son, you know, to enable him stay with his family. Yeah, so that's where I want to Chisom to have a good future, to know that yes, that you know there is something out there for him.